thank you so much for joining me today for our second part of Crocheting 101. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chain and some basic stitches that we use over and over in our crochet projects. To start, I have a 5mm crochet hook with a silicone grip, and I have this beautiful yarn. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. This is some leftover from a cardigan that I made for my daughter. This is Brava bulky weight, and it is a category 5 yarn, which I would correspond with a 5mm hook. It is a bit on the bulkier side, and it is 100% acrylic, so it's very soft. Now, when it comes to yarn, you need to learn how to do a slip knot and how to hold the yarn that is comfortable, how to hold your needle. Now, there are several ways that people use hold their needles. Oh, before I forget, I will be using American crochet terms. If you are from a different country, I would highly suggest looking at a conversion because I usually use American. That's what we use in Australia. Okay, so first of all, let's see how we can hold the yarn. Now, a lot of people just do that. That's what I like to do as well. So you twist it, you wrap it around your little finger and then come up like that, because you need the tension. Your project, how nice it looks depends on how much tension you're holding, because and also like the sizing as well, the gauge. If your gauge doesn't match a pattern's gauge, then you need to adjust it a lot more. So everyone's tension is different, everyone's technique is different, the way everyone holds the yarn and the crochet hook is different. So this is how I usually do it. I usually wrap it around my little finger and then bring it on top like this. That way I can just crochet like that. And I usually hold my yarn like this way. It is the most comfortable for me, and what I found, what I learned in the beginning. Some people hold it like this, like when you write. Some people hold it like this. It is very difficult for me to do it that way. If you are a left-handed person, you could hold it this way and then wrap the yarn. It's very awkward for me to do, but you just flip the side that you're comfortable with. You could also hold your yarn like this, like bring it on top like that. It depends on how comfortable it is in your hand. So then we will learn how to do a slip knot. If we are crocheting flat, we start with a chain. If you're crocheting in the round, we can use a magic loop, or there's a different way, but that's in the future. We can learn those. How to do a slip knot. This is pretty much the start of any project. So to do a slip knot, you need to make sure you leave some yarn to weave in at the end, so your project won't unravel in the future when you wash it. I have a couple of different ways. It depends on my mood, what I do, but usually you can give a little bit like that, hold your yarn like this at 2 points, and then you're gonna circle it on top of itself to make a loop like that, which crosses at the base, and then you're gonna put your fingers in and pull this side up and tighten it. That is called a slip knot. It comes undone like that. Okay, let's do that again. So you hold it and then you put it over itself, and then you put your fingers in through the loop and grab the yarn that is laying on top like that and pull it. And then what you're gonna do is pull it down a little bit, and then you can insert your hook in there. You want it to have a little bit of give, so you want it to slide through but not overly loose on your hook. So just like that. if it moves around, because this part of the hook is the biggest or the right size, so you want it to move comfortably like that. And that's one way to do this slip knot. Sometimes I just hold my yarn like this and go in with my hook like this, twist it all the way around, hook it, and then bring it in like that. That's another way if you want to do it. Let's look at that again. You hold your yarn, put the hook like this, twist it, and put your finger up here, yarn over, and bring it through. When I'm lazy, I just do it that way. But that's how you make a slip knot. All right. So this is another way to do it. So you wrap this around your finger. You put this loop over the back loop. Take the back loop out and pull it out. That could be another way that you can do it. But yeah, either way, let's look at that again. You wrap the tail end, not the end that is connected. You wrap the tail end twice like this. You put the first loop onto the back and pull the back like that, and then that creates a slip knot as well. All right, now how do we make a chain? Now we're gonna hold the yarn as comfortable as we are. Let me zoom you in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. You have your hook, you have your yarn, you're holding it at the right tension. You're going to put your hook under the yarn. We call it yarning over. So you put your hook under the yarn, which is called yarn over, and then you put the yarn under the hook and you turn it slightly and bring it through the loop, just like that. Let's look at that again. So now you've made one chain. This is one stitch. The loop that's on the crochet hook does not count. That is how we start the loop. So it is not a completed chain. This is a completed chain. A completed chain has this V on the top and a bump at the back. Do you see the bump? It has a bump. So it pretty much has like 3 legs. So 2 legs on the top, like a V, and then a bump at the back, which we call the back bump, or the 3rd leg. Now let's see how we do it. So when you're holding, you can hold the tail with your thumb and your middle finger while you have the tension on your index, and you're using your other hand, your right hand, your dominant hand, to hold the crochet hook. And then we'll make another chain or another stitch, yarn over, twist a little bit, and pull through. Make sure you're not holding them really tight. Relax your hand and do it very slowly initially. It's not about speed, it's about accuracy. It takes a lot of practice to get it right. So we made 2 chains. Let's make another one. Yarn over and pull through. Not very tight. You want to keep your chain fairly loose, and you still have to have some room for the loop to go up and down on your hook. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Let's keep going. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Now let's count how many chains we've done. You can count these front loops. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We've done 7 chains. We've done 7 chains. Now, let's learn some basic stitches. Usually, when we work back on the chain, we need to create the height for each chain, each stitch that we are using. So let's say if we are using a single crochet stitch, then you need to make an extra chain. Sorry, I was out of frame. Make an extra chain. You hold on to the chain that you finished with, and then you make an extra chain because you need to get the height to match the single crochet. The smallest, shortest crochet stitch is a slip stitch, not a slip knot. Slip knot is what we did in the beginning, a slip stitch. Now, sometimes I make an extra chain for the slip stitch, sometimes I don't because it's very short, sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes your project edging looks nicer without the chains, so there are other techniques, a bit more intermediate advanced techniques that you can use. But for today's purpose, let's say we made the extra stitch. We made the extra stitch, and to do a slip stitch, you're going to put your needle through the top loop, not the bottom, the top loop of the yarn. Top loop of the chain, the stitch, like that. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through. Now you have 2 loops on the hook, and you're going to pull this loop that you brought out of that. Now you made your first slip stitch. Let's do that again. You're going to put your hook through the top part of your chain, yarn over, bring it through, and bring that through from the chain. That is your second slip stitch. Now, if you look at these, you can see it looks like the chain. Pretty much, it has the V, but it is on the top. And then if you look down, there are these bars that creates the height of each stitch. When we keep working, most of the time we work under both of these loops, like that, under the V. Some patterns call for you to make it on the back loop. This is the back loop, this is the front loop. Sometimes it will say to put it through the back loop. Sometimes it will say to put it through the front loop. But most of the time, you work with both loops. Now, we've done the slip stitch. Let's do the next one up, which is the single stitch. Single crochet stitch. For single crochet, you're going to put your needle through, yarn over, pull it out. This is where it differs from the slip stitch. You yarn over again and pull through both stitches. It is a little bit taller than the slip stitch, as you can see. You see that? Single crochet stitch is taller than the slip stitch. Let's do that one more time. You're going to slide your needle or hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. That's another single crochet. Let's do it one more time. Go through the top loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through both loops. That is a single crochet. Now, the next one is called a half double crochet. Half double crochet is a size between the double crochet and the single crochet. It's a little bit taller than the single crochet. How we do the half double crochet? You yarn over first. Before, remember how we went into the loop before? But without going into the loop, you yarn over first. and then you go through the loop. And then you're going to yarn over again and pull through. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through all 3 of them. Now if you compare, you can see how slip stitches are shorter, and then we have the single crochet stitch, which is a little bit taller, and then the half double crochet. You can see that this is going at an angle, getting taller and taller. Let's do that one more time. Yarn over and insert the needle into the loop or your chain. Yarn over again, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 of them. That is a half double crochet. I'm going to unravel a little bit so I can show you the double crochet. Now, the next one is the double crochet. For the double crochet, it is similar to half double crochet. You yarn over and then slide the needle into the chain, and then yarn over again, pull up a loop. Now, this is where it differs. You have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over, but pull through only 2 loops, like that. And then you will have 2 loops remaining on the hook. You're going to yarn over one more time and pull through the remaining loops. Now this one is much taller. Usually this is the double crochet stitch. Double crochet stitch is vastly used for a lot of projects, and other stitch variations are usually variations of double crochet stitch. It's one of my favorite stitches. It is very versatile for a lot of projects. You can crochet up a lot with using a double crochet stitch because of its height. Let's do that one more time. Yarn over, push the needle through, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. You have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. That's another double crochet. Now the other one, the last stitch that I'm going to teach you today is the treble crochet. Treble crochet is very tall. It's a tall, really tall stitch, but it leaves lots of gaps in between, so it is good for like meshy type of projects. It's not very closely crocheted together. You can see for treble crochet, what you're gonna do is yarn over twice. Yarn over twice. For double crochet, we yarned over once. For treble, you're gonna yarn over twice and then insert your hook and yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through another 2. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through the last remaining loops. Do you see what I mean? It's really tall, but it leaves large gaps in between, but it is the perfect stitch for certain projects. Now we have single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet. And then the slip stitch over here. Slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next part of Crochet 101. Bye!